It's March 2021 and I bought my CB1100 EX in November 2020. And you know, in just those 4 months, I've noticed the price of second-hand CB1100s going up and up. I don't know whether it's an overall general bike shortage because of the pandemic, or is it because they've announced they've been discontinued in Europe because they don't meet Euro 5 regs and stuff. Who knows? But let's have a look around and see what's out there and what I can see for the pricing of this bike. The CB1100 wasn't bought much in Ireland, so there's not many about there. So if you're looking to buy them, it's usually across the water in the UK. So this is fairly UK and Ireland kind of focused. It's not some international foray into prices of CB1100s around the world. They could be dirt cheap in Malaysia, I don't know. Ones and twos of this bike left over in UK dealers. It was never imported into Ireland, this model. But this bike's Euro 4, not for sale anymore in Europe. And I've noticed the price creeping up a bit. So if you want to get in with an air-cooled Honda, do it now. Because they don't seem to be getting any cheaper. I reckon if I bought this bike again now, I bought this in November, it's now March. And I reckon the average price of these has gone up by about 700-800 euros. Maybe, no, 700-800 pounds actually. Look at my bike here, for instance. Mine was a 2018 reg CB1100 EX, 5,000 miles on the clock roughly. Very clean, no damage on it anywhere at all. It had some engine bars on it, Oxford grips, pannier rails or pannier guards, a rear rack, and I paid £6,500 for it. In November 2020. So I'll stick with just the sterling figures because the EX was never imported into Ireland. But I mean, look, the same goes for the RS. The thrust of the message is, look, they're getting dearer second hand. And this now, let's have a look at some of the others that are on sale now. Here's a new CB1100 RS actually. Okay, and this is just for reference, 9,999. So £1 under 10 grand. They're for sale, and there's a couple of those kicking around. They're for sale, March 2021, 10 grand. That's just to put a kind of a marker on what you can get a new one for. That's the RS. So there's some new CB1100 EXs kicking around as well. So this one was a pre-reg 2017, but 0 miles. So it's pre-reg by the dealer to meet your sales target or something. 9495. So that's for sale now. There's a yellow one there for about 100 euros different, I think. Yeah, here it is. This one was pre-reg as well, but it was a 2018 or down from 100 to 2017. A little bit extra, 100 quid extra. But still, there we are. So that's what the new ones are still going for. There's 1 or 2 of those kicking around, but they won't last long. They won't be there forever. Oh, well, actually, they might be gone by the time this video's out. What else we got here? So here's a CB1100 EX in red, similar to my bike. Doesn't seem to be any extras on this. Stock condition, 2018, 8,499, which, considering those last 2 bikes, is like way overpriced. This bike's been kicking around for a couple of years. It's massively overpriced. I'd go in and try and knock £1,000 off that dealer for that. That's just showing how confident they are at getting rid of it at that price. Another 2018. Again in stock condition. This one's priced a bit better, just over 5,000 miles on the clock, same as my bike. 7495. So that's 900 and yeah, work it out, Al. 999 bloody hell, 995 pounds dearer than my bike and my bike had some extras on it. So look, that's a good hike, and I bet they sell it. I bet they sell it. What else we got? I spotted this 2017 with a windshield, nearly 3,000 miles on the clock, 7,299. Yeah, good 800 pounds dearer than mine, and it's the previous year's reg. So again, bullish price, bullish price. Spotted this yellow one with 7,124 miles on, 2017. Looks like he's got some different shocks. I don't know whether they're from an RS, but they look that sort of thing. He's got a rear rack on, which looks like the Honda one. They're quite dear, and a windshield. He's asking 6,595. That's not a bad price. Still not as good value as I got on mine at 6.5 grand for the 2018 model, but it's not a bad price, so I don't think that'll hang around too long. Now, just note, I'm talking about the 2017 model year and onwards. That was when the RS came out as well, and the slightly different CB1100 EX. So it had different spokes, different amount of spokes. You can see the tank is quite different on this earlier generation one. And there was dual bending shower forks modification there on the newer one as well. But look, and these are all dealer prices. This guy's looking for 6,795, £295 more than I paid for a 2018 new generation bike with slightly less mileage. So that's a bit of a balmy price. There's nothing wrong with that bike. That's still, all of the CB1100s, all the generations, are a great bike. They all have the same engine. They just have slight differences, like the exhaust on the 2017 model year onwards on the EX is going to be shorter than this. The tank's going to be different. Some of the paintwork and the chrome work and stuff like that's going to be different. But look, if you were going to look for one of these and you had a few quid, you'd want to try and get the 2017 model year onwards. But definitely don't pay 6,795 for this bike. That's way over the top, way over the top. Again, another previous generation here, 3,500 miles, but it's a 2015. He's looking for 5,991. What a weird amount of money. So the what's that? Look, £509 less than my 2018. Okay, it's got a top box, but wow, that's far too much to pay for the previous generation CB1100. So again, I think these air-cooled CB1100 prices are getting a little bit premium. There's not going to be too many left around, I don't think, actually. So what's the message? Well, if you're looking for a CB1100, buy it now, because they're just getting dearer and dearer, and it's possible there's just going to be less and less around. It wasn't a very popular bike to start with, so there are not many around. Look, you can find loads of air-cooled Triumphs kicking around and Guzzies and stuff like that, but these bikes didn't sell well. So if you want something that's different and unique, go out and find an air-cooled CB1100 and see if you can get a 2017 model onwards. It'll give you some longevity in that product, although all of them are unburstable. So every year there's going to be fewer and fewer air-cooled bikes. Who's left? You'd wonder how much Harley can survive in the Euro regs. The Sportsters are getting a good kick in, so they've gone. But some of the other bikes must be under intense pressure, so it's a good job they got a new water-cooled engine coming out. Yamaha SCR 950, kind of a nice little bike, but look, that's an old long in the tooth, so it's not surprising that that's gone. What else? Yeah, my beloved Honda CB1100 EX. That's the last incarnation of it. Looks lovely, actually, but that, as I said, that's definitely gone. So there's still some players left in the air-cooled market. They're just getting less and less every year. The Scrambler 800, you'd have to wonder how much longer Ducati are going to keep an air-cooled bike in their range, and how much longer that'll last. Moto Guzzi just come out with the 850 engine is Euro 5, so that might be around for a little while yet. Of course, BMW with their R9T and their big air-cooled engine at the entry level. You'd wonder how much they're going to be around for, but might be a few more years yet. And I'm really surprised that when Royal Enfield released the 650, it came out as an air-cooled engine. Considering this is a brand new engine design and it's really recent. Now, I know why it's a simple engine, and I know why it's, the way it is. There's lots of design things to this engine that make it simple to work on and stuff like that. But I'm really surprised that it's an air-cooled engine, because it surely must have a shorter life, this engine. A shorter life in Europe anyway, of course. But it's still here, and I'm sure the people at Royal Enfield have got a master plan to conquer the motorcycling world. So I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing. And what of the beautiful Kawasaki W800? Just when they thought they could sell a bunch of W800s, Triumph come out with an air-cooled Bonneville. That kicked that in the teeth. Now Triumph have dumped all their air-cooled stuff, and their water-cooled range got a bit more expensive. I'd say Kawasaki thought, great, we might sell a few W800s. And then along comes Royal Enfield. Bloody hell. It's a gorgeous looking bike. It's such a shame it's the price it is. But who knows? Will that ever get a Euro 5? Or will they just give up on that bike in Europe and walk away on that one? Who knows? The W800. It was the bike that could never catch a break. Poor old thing. So what's the story in Ireland? Well, back in 2019... they were offering RSs for 12,900. I know that sounds like a lot, but there's a lot of taxes here in Ireland and stuff like that, VAT and VRT and stuff like that. That's not a bad price for this bike. So they had 3 left in 2019. They didn't import the EX into the Irish market. So this bike didn't do very well here, this RS either. But they're still showing them on the website today. Let's see what they have. Yeah, they're back up on the importer's site, 0 mile, brand new CB1100 RSs for 14,900. Whether they actually have any left in stock, or whether they're trying to get rid of any, I don't know. It could just be an old web page, to be perfectly honest. But that's the new price here for an RS. It's a bit shocking, really, actually. But look, that's the price of bikes in Ireland. I found one second-hand RS for sale, and weirdly enough, this guy saying on his advert he imported it from the UK. Now, he's asking €9,500 for it, for a 2017 with 4,250 kilometres on it. So it's almost like new. There's no mileage on it and stuff. But look, it is a 2017. He has some extras there. Genuine Honda crash bars. They're quite dear, actually. Bags to tank harness, mirror, screen, rear carrier, GV top box. Okay, he's got a few extras there. But his price, €9,500. It's a bit much. It's a bit much, really, considering 13.5 would have bought you a brand new one 2 years after this. And I think what's happened here, because it's such a low kilometerage on his speedo there, he's probably been stung for VAT as well as VRT, these extra duties. So he might not have realised that when he imported it, because he doesn't have enough mileage on it to import a bike into Ireland and not pay VAT. It needs to have at least 6,000 kilometres on the clock. So he might have got stung for that, and that's why his price is kind of high. When you think I paid 6,500 sterling, call it about €72. By the time I paid import duties for my 2018, I paid about 8,000. So he's looking for 9,500 here. So when I bought that with mine, this looks like a silly price. Now prices have gone up a bit. This price is a bit more palatable, but I'll be honest, I think I'd have to knock £1,000 off that. I'd have to knock £1,000 off that price to make that sell. I don't think he'll get that. Well, he might do, but I don't think he will. So there's not much happening in Ireland with these. There's one other CB1100 EX that I know of in Ireland that someone else has imported themselves. So these things are kind of scarce here.